You're listening to Business Talk Radio, where we take business to the next level. Rapping with Dr. Jacalyn connects you with experts from all over the world to help you take charge of your career, your business, and your life. Rap along with us. Visit drjacalyn.com to learn how to become a guest or a sponsor. And now, the doctor is in.
Hello and welcome, or hopefully it's welcome back, as we have our third show today. You are watching Rapping with Dr. Jacalyn presents A Better You. Lessons from the best coaches, consultants, and trusted advisors. I am your host, executive producer, director, and broadcast engineer, Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. This show is not an interview show. This is a presentation. I have hand-selected a team of people who are at the top of their field, and they come on our shows. We have 5 shows every week to present a lesson to help us be better personally or professionally. Let's bring out our expert charter presenter, Megan Sandwick. Hi, Megan.
Hey, Dr. Jacalyn. How are you today?
All right. Thanks. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you.
Good. Well, it's nice to have you back. And I think you're at the top of our leaderboard for a number of lessons. Is that still true?
I don't know. I think so. I missed last week, so you never know. And I
think it's...
This week's lesson was inspired by you.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, that's fantastic. Thank you. I know that you and Mariska are at the top of the leaderboard. So for folks watching, I mentioned that I have a team, and our team has the opportunity to come on and present and build playlists that accompany quizzes that we're going to make available for purchase on our online learning platform July the 1st. So Megan has been at the top of the leaderboard, and Mariska is from New Zealand. She is up there as well. So Megan, what will you be sharing with us today for your lesson?
So I'm going to be talking about 2 of my very favorite topics. One, and the reason that was inspired by you, is about calendaring, because of course, a couple weeks ago, we talked about that my calendar is my very favorite app and most valued resource. And we're going to compare it to sunsets, because sunsets are beautiful and your calendar should be beautiful. Both should be a party for your eyes.
Wow. I love that. Megan, while you're spotlighted, would you please give us a little bit of information about what you're doing at Down with SPP and also the other services that you provide?
Sure. I am Megan Sandwick. I am a strategic productivity partner. I work with entrepreneurs and small business owners so that you take control of your productivity habits, mindset, and processes so you're working smarter, not harder. And one thing I would like to tell everybody, I finally launched my newsletter. And so woohoo, my wand for my newsletter being launched. So if you are interested, you can go to sign up for my newsletter at www.downwithspp.com/newsletter. And you can grab my newsletter with weekly tips and information.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing that. I just want to let our audience know what they can expect today. So Megan, as I mentioned, is an expert charter presenter. She's been here numerous times, so she's going to know exactly what she's doing. So she will present a lesson that will be 15 minutes in length, and then afterwards she and I will have a conversation about it. So I'm going to spotlight you. Do you have a deck to share today?
I do. I think you might like it. I don't know. Might be visually appealing.
Oh, I love that.
This one I think takes kind of the cake. You know, the vital information one looks snazzy, but this one might be better.
All right. I love it. And for, while Megan's doing that, for folks who are interested in joining our program in terms of being a presenter, you can easily sign up using the link on our website, which I'm sharing right now, is abetteryou.tv. And you can sign up to be a presenter and have a great experience increasing your brand and growing your network. All right. Are you ready to go?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Okay. I don't see the deck yet.
Is it there? Let's see. Small technical difficulty. Oh, technical difficulty was with me. Apologize.
No problem.
The screen, not just go to the screen.
Things happen with technology all the time, and we just roll with it. So
I love it. All right, here, take 2.
All right, here we go. Okay, I'm going to take myself backstage and go ahead and bring up your deck right now. Here we go. Have a great presentation.
Thank you so much. So today we're going to spend a little bit of time talking about, like I said, two of my favorite topics. One is a calendar, because my calendar, I use a Google Calendar, I'm going to be honest. My calendar is the heart and soul of my day as far as knowing what to do, where to go, what's happened, and then looking back, I can look back at what I've done. So I love my calendar. And I also love sunsets, and I love sunsets at the beach. And so for a long time, I've been thinking that there was a combination and a correlation between sunsets in my calendar. And recently, I actually figured it out and put them together. For a while, I thought maybe I was trying to make this presentation work so I could use sunset pictures. But what I really realized, and what I actually realized, is that like sunsets, our calendar should tell a story of our day. And the story should be a party for our eyes, just like a sunset. So you'll see here, I've got some sunsets that I love, and that I've, pictures of sunsets I've taken. And when I look at these pictures, it reminds me, right? First, I see the picture and I'm like, oh, it's beautiful. I love it. Oh, and I like the picture and I like the party for my eyes. But then when I look back and I think about what that picture represents in the experience and what I was doing or where I was, then I have an additional excitement from the picture, because I got to see the sunset and take a picture of it so I could remember that experience for a while. And sometimes we can go back and I look at these sunsets and I remember, I remember walking on the pier, or I remember walking at Christmas with the Christmas tree. I remember one of the sunsets, the first sunset with the person who has my heart right now. So I like sending him a copy of that sunset. So when you think about it, sunsets are exciting, they're joyful, they're a party for our eyes, and they bring good memories. Why would I think that a sunset should be like a calendar? Well, if we look first, we're going to look at the technicalities of sunsets. And one of the things I was looking at is, why are sunsets such a party for our eyes? Like, why are they beautiful? Why are they different? What happens? And I did some research and I learned about the Rayleigh scattering effect, or that Rayleigh scattering is the reason why sunsets are a party for our eyes. So what happens is, as the sun passes through layers in the atmosphere with shorter wavelength light scattered, and there's longer wavelength light, what happens is that sunlight is made up of all the colors of the visible light spectrum. So sunlight is made up of all of the colors of a visible spectrum. So my question to you is, when you think about it, when you look at a sunset and you see all the colors, some are short, some are long, different colors, different lights, that is the beauty of a sunset. Well, when you think about it, that can also be the beauty of our calendars. So my question, why should your calendar be a party for your eyes? And some of you might be saying, okay, Megan, I'm rolling my eyes. I'm not having a party for my eyes. I'm rolling my eyes right now because I don't get this. And what I want to say is, just as a beautiful sunset captures the end of a day and wraps it up with a splash of beautiful colors, your calendar should paint a picture of your productive day. So just as I look back at those sunsets, or we remember the experience and we watch it, as we're sitting and pausing to watch the sunset, we're in the moment and we're present and we get to see it. The pictures we look at later are the reminders of it. When you think about it, our calendar is that very same way. What we're doing with our calendar is we're gathering layers and information. We're gathering layers of information about what's going on in our lives, whether it's appointments, whether it's deadlines, whether it's where we need to spend our time. It could be a reminder. It could be oh, hey, anniversary, someone's anniversary. Your birthday. So when you think about it, a calendar really is your calendar is gathering all of your layers. And so I want to talk a little bit about how to say, okay, we're going to talk about it, gathering our layers, to how we actually gather layers. How do we make that happen? So I've got a few things for you to consider as, again, you're gathering your layers, you're getting your information into the calendar that's going to make a sunset. Few things. Personalize your calendar. Your calendar is about you. All about you. Personalize your calendar. Whatever is important to you. Ask yourself, what do I want my calendar? What would be helpful to have on my calendar? What information would I need? And then add it to your calendar, personalize and add it. Also, I recommend pick one master calendar. So this is something that, if we were having this presentation, 15, 20 years ago, we would have all had paper calendars and we would have had different, agendas. When you think about one of the challenges we have in the professional world as entrepreneurs, as coaches, as people who are working as small business owners, a lot of times we have more than one calendar in our life. I know I have calendars for multiple projects. I have calendars for different clients. And so I'll have a lot of different calendars. What I'm going to tell you is make sure that your calendar feeds into one master place. Just like you don't see a partial sunset, you don't want to just see partial information on your calendar. One of the things that we don't like about, when you go to the beach for sunset or you're going out to watch sunset and it's all cloudy and you don't get to see it, that's a little bit of a bummer. We don't want to do the same thing with our calendar. We want to make our lives a little bit easier by having one master calendar where you keep everything. Then you need to identify what should you add. What exactly do you want on your calendar? I'll share with you a few things I have on my calendar. I have my appointments, obviously, with my clients. I also have due dates of if there's a big milestone due, if I have a payment or a bill due, I keep notifications. I also have informational things that I keep on. So every morning I have every morning at 5 a.m., I have an appointment on my calendar with a meditation that I'm going to do that day. And so again, everything that I want is on my calendar in one place that I'm able to go to and see a picture of my day. So that's what I'm saying. Ask what you want to add to your calendar. Is there information? If you have children, are there kids' information or spouses' information you need to add? If you're taking classes, if you're doing study. One of the things that I have determined with my calendar is I used to put my appointments with my clients on, but not necessarily my project work. And so one of the reasons that it's been useful to go back and look at all the layers and what I want on my calendar is I'm able to go through and say, okay, I know that I need to add project time and block it off, or admin time. Again, it's all that thought of what kind of time do you need? What are all the layers that are out there? And how can we get them on your calendar so they work for you? Another question as you're gathering layers is to ask yourself, what should it look like? As I've mentioned to you, I have a few appointments each day that are informational, that are where I can go to get what I need. And so again, that's what it looks like for me. My calendar is also very colorful. I'm not gonna lie, and I know, and some people are probably saying right now, you are going too far with your calendar, Megan. I get that. And that's why I wanna say this is about you. I'm telling you what I've done with my calendar. I want you to take this information and say, how can you take control of your productivity and know what you need to do and know what's going on in your life better than with your calendar? So colors, colors, colors. It's important to gather those layers and identify, just like at sunset is gathering all of the layers of the atmosphere. Our calendars need to add the layers of who we are. It's no longer possible always to have a separate work calendar and a separate home calendar. We're one person, so we need to add it in one place. It's also important, once we've decided how we're going to do it, we need to decide how we're going to shine. We need to decide how we're going to shine a light on our habits, because deciding how we want to create our calendar and what we want it to look like is important. But shining a light on our habits is going to be what makes the picture, the long-term memory of our calendar. So remember, intentional planning pays. When it comes to calendaring, it's important to be intentional. What does that look like? Identify when you want to prepare for your day. Identify when you want to prepare for your week. I have a block on Sunday. I have a block during the day. So I'm looking at what's going on. Adding your calendar, personalizing it is going to add structure to your day, because you're going to begin to see habits and times. One of the things we need to remember is that 45% of our day is spent doing repetitive tasks. And so our calendars are going to need to look at that. So we're beginning to see what we're able to save, or what we're able to repeat, what we're able to make a process, how we can make things easier. Another thing that's important with calendars is it's always important to use alerts and reminders for brain power. So I think I have a lot of alerts on my calendar. If there's things that are due, if I need to be someplace, I always save, I always add it to my calendar. Sometimes I used to be like, I'll remember and do it. And what would happen is that would become then in the future, as I was thinking, that would become a brain blip, because I didn't have a place for it. So I would always go back and think about it. So putting alerts and reminders on your calendar is going to save your brain power. Another important thing is to remember when you're setting your habits, what is the visual you want to see? What do you want your calendar to look like? Because it's going to allow you to use these habits and to, again, let your calendar be productive for you in the long run. And that's really important, because once we shine a light on our calendar habits, then it's important we're able to reflect on our calendar, because it's a great opportunity as a look back. One of the reasons I like my calendar and have used it, and it's actually been a pretty powerful tool, especially after the year 2020, it helps me as a look back. It helps me to see what was happening. So you'll notice right here, this is my calendar. You'll see that it's color coded. And this is my calendar. This is a copy of my calendar from March 2020. In March of this year, I was looking at my calendar and I was feeling busy again. And I was thinking, gosh, what's been going on after the roller coaster that we went through with the pandemic? And I went through, that was the week of March 10th when I was doing it this year. And what I did is I went back and looked at last March 10th. Right? Because for me, the week of March 10th, 2020 was the last quote unquote real week before I started before all the craziness hit with COVID and business and all of that. So one of the reasons, again, a look back and tells the story of your day. So this calendar is an image of the 10th of the week for every month from March 2020 to March 2021. One of the things you'll notice, I was busy in March 2020, April, May, June, July, as we know, last summer, very challenging. What this allows me to do, and then look, March 2021, hey, holla, things are coming back. So because why this is important is when I keep information on my calendar of what's going on in my life, I'm able to look back, and I'm able to look back and say, where was I and where am I? And I'm able to be like, that's why I'm tired now, because it's been a roller coaster. It tells the story of the day, but it also allows us to learn lessons. It also allows us to say, okay, what did I like about that calendar and what didn't I like? What do I want to change about it? And it allows us to be able to take control and to be intentional. Remember, intentional planning plays. It guides our guide in planning. As I mentioned, for me, one of the things I've realized with my calendar is I used to keep just appointments on there, but now it's important to also block off project time and work time. And that helps me to see a true idea of where I'm spending my day and what I'm doing. And so these are being intentional with our calendar helps us with our planning and our prioritization. We can look back and see what happened in the past. Plus, it helps us celebrate our accomplishments and just feel good, which is what we should do. So I want to encourage you, as much as people love sunsets, we should also love our calendar, because they can provide some of the same function as far as letting us know what's going on in our day. Sunsets let us know, because if they're overcast or different colors, it gives us an idea of what's happening in the atmosphere. Fall sunsets, I'm in North County, San Diego. Fall sunsets are beautiful colors. This orange and blue is gorgeous, right? That's because, again, of the Rayleigh-Daney, which we talked about. So what I want you to do now is take all of this to think, what are you going to do with your calendar? I want this to encourage you. Your calendar doesn't have to look like mine. It never will. But I want you to take time with your calendar and figure out how you can make it a party for your eyes so that it provides that same experience. So here's the action plan I've got for you. Here's your commitment. What I would like for you to do is take 10 minutes and just brainstorm a list of what you want your calendar to look like, how you want it to be. Just write down ideas. What do you wish was on your calendar? What is that you like, that you don't? Just spend some time writing your thoughts down. Then after you do that, prioritize and start with the first 3. Then what you're going to do is you're going to pick 3 more. And then what you're going to do is you're going to reprioritize, and you're going to go in this cycle and continually ask yourself, what do I want my calendar to do for me? Because again, when you think about it as professionals, as people who are working in our businesses, we're working in our lives, we're working on projects, we have families, there are so many different things that are going on in our lives that our calendar is our opportunity to do that. Like a sunset, your calendar should end your day celebrating you. And so my encouragement and challenge to you is to take time and be intentional to figure out how to use your calendar tool the best. My name is Megan Sandwick. I am a productivity partner, strategic productivity partner, and I hope that you have gained a few useful insights today. Thank you so much.
Well done, Megan.
Thank you.
Beautiful imagery, and transports you to another time and place if you're not near a beach, right? Yeah, I thought that was a great presentation. And of course, as you know, a calendar is an incredible tool if it's used effectively. And I really liked how you showed the last year and where you spent your time. And I think that that's very valuable because we need to know, as you've told us many times, all we have is time. So we need to know how we're spending that time and how it's changed throughout time.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's important. And my thing is, it's important to personalize it, and sunsets are beautiful. And I know you get to see some amazing ones as well. And so, it's one of those things where I like the idea. And one of the reasons I started comparing sunset is because you sit down and you watch this, or stand, but you stop and you watch the sunset experience, especially as the sun is getting so much closer, and then it's gone and you get to enjoy it and enjoy that breath. Shouldn't we do the same thing with our calendar each day or whatever frequency to be able to look at the day and see what it is and then let it be the end?
Absolutely. If somebody wants to work with you on their calendaring, as well as other productivity tools, what's the best way to get in touch with you?
I would recommend go to my website, www.downwithspp.com, and there is a place where you can schedule a free 30-minute consultation. I'd be happy to meet with anybody and go over calendars. So you can meet with me there, or you can email me at megan@downwithspp.com.
And of course, you have a multitude of other skills and tools that you use to work with people to help them be more productive. Would you share a little bit about that as well?
Absolutely. So I work with people to help them with their productivity. What I do is I look at it in multiple sets. I look at the mindset, I look at the habits, and then the tools. And so one of the things that I do with my clients is go through and create, do you have a daily process? How is your information organized? And so I work with clients one-on-one, and I have long-term clients. And then I also have a productivity boost program that has 3, 5, and 7 lessons. There's 3 levels. And so that's several of the ways that I work with people. And it's also great. I'm an operations manager for a cybersecurity company. And so I get to actually put everything into practice there.
That's very cool. Very cool. Congratulations on everything that you're doing. And you certainly have helped me immeasurably. And I'm just really encouraging people to reach out to Megan. She's excellent at what she does. And you will definitely be more productive as a result of working with her.
Thank you, Dr. Jacalyn. I appreciate your support.
All right. Thank you. Well, that's a wrap for our show today. I'm going to run a couple of our sponsors ad, but thank you again, Megan, for being here. And our next show is coming up. It's all about dating. Yay. Where we get to talk about what's going on out there, meeting somebody, falling in love or not, whatever the case might be. So thank you again, Megan. And we wish you a pleasant. Oh, go ahead.
Hopefully there's some dates at sunsets by the beach.
Oh, how about that? Yes. A little romance. Thank you again, and we'll speak with you soon.
Bye, Dr. Jacalyn.
Bye. Wow, folks, we just got a great lesson from Megan, and I hope that you had your pen and paper ready and were taking notes about the calendaring and how important it is. So if you're interested in being on our team, you want to present, please go to abetteryou.tv, and we look forward to hearing from you. As I mentioned, our next show is coming up, and that is It's All About Dating with my co-host, Lori Mendelson, and that's always a lot of fun. We've got a great guest today, so we hope that you'll join us for that. And then we have 2 of our team members coming back to present on A Better You later this evening. So thanks again. Take care of yourselves. If you want to subscribe to our channel, Dr. Jacalyn LLC, that would be terrific. Also, I am offering a free ebook. Let me run my banner. A free ebook of my new book, Behind the Green Screen. So instead of having to pay for anything, I'm giving it away for free for the short term as a promotion. All you have to do is email me at Jacalyn@drjacalyn.com. This book is my personal journey, a lot of very personal shares about my life in the corporate world and why I left and how I created this broadcast platform starting last August. And we now have 18 live shows. So it's been a labor of love, and there have been a lot of people who've helped me get there. So thank you to all. And again, we'll look forward to seeing you very shortly on It's All About Dating.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, I mean, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
Mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house. And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.